Hello friends, my name is Lacey. Welcome back to our channel. This is Bells in Disney, and on this channel my husband and I share our Disney vlogs and other Disney videos with you all. So if this is your first time watching one of our videos, hit subscribe because we are posting one video a week currently, and we do have a trip coming up very soon and we will be vlogging the entire thing. Very excited about that. But today I wanted to talk about how we are able to afford Disney. So I get asked sometimes by people how we are able to do Disney or how much does Disney cost, which is an impossible question to answer. But I'm going to kind of tell you like our process and like how we do it, but I'm not going to get super personal in this video, like into my finances and all that. So the first thing I will just say is that we have been married for 10 years and we have not always been in a position where we could do something like this. Even going on vacation once a year was not something we ever really did unless we were invited, you know, with a family member or something like that, which did happen a lot, and they kind of would cover most of the bill for us. I would say the past 2 years have been monumental for us and getting our finances in order, getting a lot of debts paid, and just getting to a place where we can spend money the way we want to and on the things that we want to. We've also been doing a lot of educating of ourselves on money, how to prepare for retirement, what's the best ways to, you know, divvy up your money into your accounts so that you have some kind of savings and stuff like that. So we're just now kind of getting to the point where we feel very comfortable with our finances and we are able to do these things out of our own pocket. One of the things that we have learned in the past couple years is that you just need to cut your monthly expenses. If you're paying 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 100 bucks on something every month, that really adds up. And we see that as something that could be going towards Disney instead of something that we don't really need or want. We do intense monthly budgeting. We do try to stick to a certain budget with our groceries and like our non-essentials. And the one thing I will say that has really helped us that I think a lot of people don't realize is not eating out. We do not eat out very often, that is. We do occasionally get a pizza on a Friday night, but even then we try to get a Kroger pizza instead of like takeout or something like that. It's just so much less expensive. And then we do find ourselves going out on the weekends just to get out of the house, and sometimes we hit up a fast food chain when we do that. But we also have gotten to where we try to eat lunch before we go so that we won't be hungry when we go out. So we just do not eat out very often, and that has been a huge money saver for us. All of our meals, most of our meals are cooked here at home, and we always prepare leftovers to be our lunch for the next day. So that's one of the biggest things, is just not eating out. We never have really been big shoppers. We never really have been big moviegoers either. We really enjoy cars that do not require monthly payments. So we usually have like one decent car and one just to get by kind of car. And we use our decent car most of the time. If we both need to be somewhere separately, then we will use both cars obviously. But we really enjoy having like one reasonably decent car that like makes sense for our family of 3, and then also just like another one just to get by. So yes, we do have 2 cars, but we don't have any car payments because we just believe in getting those paid off as soon as possible, or just not spending a lot of money on cars. So we just try not to do that. Cars are crazy expensive. They've only gotten worse. You will never see us spending very much on cars. I'll just put it that way. We also don't really get each other gifts very much. We do for our daughter, but my husband and I don't really buy gifts for each other very often. We will occasionally. I do try to make sure our daughter at least has an Easter basket and Christmas presents to open, and of course Santa brings her presents as well. So I do make sure that she has like her presents and a good childhood in that way, because we are able to afford that for her. But my husband and I, we kind of just have decided that we would rather have these experiences as a family than buy like gifts for each other. And so if we do want something and we want to put it on a gift wish list, our parents are always asking us for wish lists for Christmas and whatnot, so we put our gifts on those lists. And one other thing we do not pay for is Netflix or very many streaming services. So we do pay for YouTube, but it's because we watch it almost exclusively, and that also gives me access to the YouTube music, so I like that. So that's all lumped into one relatively inexpensive payment every month. And then we also pay for Disney Plus, which is one of the least expensive streaming services out there, and that's all we pay for. We do have HBO, but it's kind of like tied into our phone plans somehow. I guess technically we're probably paying for that, but we wouldn't pay for it if it wasn't part of our phones, if that makes sense. That is one streaming service that we could easily cut. We do watch it because we have it, but we could live without it, if you get what I'm saying. But like, we currently don't have Netflix. I think Netflix is crazy expensive. Our daughter watched it a lot and she kind of misses it, and we will find ourselves like buying 1 month of it here and there just to like binge a show, but then we cancel when we're done and we just don't pay for it monthly. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. I just would say, like, if you're trying to cut your monthly expenses, just think, what streaming service can you live without? Because they will bill you every month. They don't care if you watch it or not. And so at the end of every month, we put all of our extra money that we didn't spend for that month in an account. And that account is used for Disney most of the time. So it's not like we're budgeting for Disney in a sense. It's like we're not necessarily setting an amount every month that we want to put towards Disney vacations, but we just always put all of our extra money in that account. Sometimes it's a lot, sometimes it's a little, and by the time that we need to actually pay for our Disney vacation, we have quite a bit built up. So one thing that is like specific to us is that we drive to Disney World instead of fly, and this right off the bat saves us $1,000 per trip. We are a family of 3. We would have to buy 3 airplane tickets, and then we would probably need a car of some kind or have to rely on Disney transportation, which we don't always like to do. So we just really love driving instead of flying, and it's so much better because we don't have to worry about how much we pack or what stuff goes in what bags and, you know, carry-ons and all that stuff. We don't have to worry about that stuff. And then we also can take as much as we want or as little as we want. And then we also have our own car with us in Florida so that we can drive ourselves around as needed. We do sometimes use the Disney transportation, but we also like having our car with us if we want to drive instead of relying on buses. So we do like having our car. Like I said, it saves us so much money as gas costs. It's nothing compared to what flying would cost us. Another thing that we do is we cheat the hotel system in Disney World. So I'm actually planning to do an entire video about how we do this. We do stay on Disney property, which is more expensive than staying off property, but we like those Disney benefits that come with staying on property. We like being in the bubble. We love the resorts and exploring them, and they have amazing pools and amenities and activities. We love all of that. So it's worth it to us to stay on property, but we tend to stay in deluxe resorts, which is the highest tier of their hotel rooms, but we pay less than we would at moderate resorts. So we rent DVC owners points. Like I said, I am going to do an entire video about how we kind of do this probably next week. That video is going to come out, so definitely hit subscribe if you want to make sure to see that. But yeah, there are 3 hotel tiers when it comes to Disney World. There's value, moderate, and deluxe. We have stayed in value before, but honestly, I'm priced out of that moderate. We cannot afford moderate resorts. We can afford deluxe resorts by renting DVC points. So more on that coming in a future video. But we do cheat the hotel system, and there's plenty of videos out there about how to do that, how to rent points if you want to stay in deluxe resorts, or you can stay in those value ones. They are a little bit less expensive than renting DVC points and definitely less expensive than moderates. So that's where we're at with hotels. We do cheat the system a little bit. Also, I would argue that any vacation that you take is going to cost about the same as a Disney World vacation. Hear me out. I know what you're thinking. Disney costs way more than going to the mountains for a week, but I'm here to tell you that Disney World does not cost $10,000 the way that we were led to believe growing up. It can cost $10,000, absolutely. You could easily spend that much money. We recently did a 4-day trip in a Lakeview Polynesian room for $2,000. So I'm just here to tell you that it does not have to be that expensive. You are gonna pay a lot of money for a cabin in the woods. So I live in an area where a lot of people vacation to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. It's set in the Smoky Mountains. It's really cool if you stay in the mountains, but it's the super touristy in town. If you do anything in town, you're easily gonna pay more than you would have on a Disney World ticket for that day. And you're gonna get way more bang for your buck too. So I don't wanna hear that a Disney World vacation cost more than, say, going to the mountains. It can. You can buy all the upgrades and all that in Disney World, and I think that's awesome. We do try to do some special things every once in a while when we go to Disney World, but it does not have to cost $10,000. You can do Disney World in a reasonable budget. So we don't go on other vacations though. So we only go to Disney World. I think are at a point where we're going to start going twice a year. We went 3 times in the year 2020, which was kind of, I would say, a fluke. Like, we went for the first trip expecting that we were going to be like only going once every 5 years or something like that, but we loved it so much, and then the pandemic happened, and then we got our finances in order and crowds were low, so we found ourselves going in July. And then I was really curious about spending Christmas in Disney World, especially with the 2020 crowds, so we couldn't resist and we did that. And then we found ourselves booking a trip, an adult only trip, just me and my husband, for our 10-year wedding anniversary. And then before you knew it, we had Christmas planned, and then we had April planned, and we're a 2-time-a-year family now, is what I'm here to say. So we have already gone in 2022. We went in April, and then we're gonna be going again in December. And I think we've already kind of thought out our next trip after Christmas, so I'm not going to give any details about that yet. But anyways, we're a 2-time-a-year family, so we're not interested in going anywhere other than Disney World. Unless we got invited somewhere with family, we may tag along, but as far as like where we want to spend our money, it's in Disney World. Even our dreams of going to Tokyo and Europe and Hawaii, they all include Disney resorts as well, and will incorporate Disney into them. So we do plan to be DVC owners in the near future, maybe in the next year or 2. So you will see us getting interested in these other resorts that are not necessarily in Florida. And that's really all I would wish to tell you about how we're able to afford Disney. It's a priority for us. It's something that we love. And I think that if we didn't love it as much as we do, we wouldn't go as often. And I don't even know where our extra money would go after that. I think it's important for you guys to know that we don't have any debts. We do put money into savings accounts that are not Disney related. And then all the extra money does go towards our Disney vacations, or just like whatever we want it to, which is usually a Disney vacation. So that's all I have to say for this video. I hope this was informative and helpful. I know whenever I was wanting to be that person that goes to Disney World once or twice a year, I was curious about how do people afford that. For our family, it just took some time to get like financially ready, and we are here now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and be sure to hit subscribe on your way out if you have not done so already. Like I said, I am posting 1 video a week, and we do have a trip coming up, which we will have lots of content coming out for. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.